Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, I said Nashville, Tennessee. We are here for our first ever Health is Wealth weekend that we're doing in partnership with Black Enterprise. Really excited to be here to have a lot of good conversations with experts, with community leaders, with folks who are working in the health and wellness space as we look at the issues that are impacting communities of color when it comes to health and wellness. This is part of our Go Live Better campaign. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, hashtag Go Live Better. And partnering with us is none other than NASCAR racer Bubba Wallace of the 2311 race team. A few weeks ago, I had an opportunity to visit with him at his garage in Charlotte, North Carolina. And let me tell you something, it was awesome. I cannot wait for you all to see this, to hear the conversation, to see what we talked about. So come on, let's take a look at Bubba Wallace and Tony Walla screaming and hollering. No, I'm just kidding. Just Bubba Wallace. He's the man. He's the one with the message. But it's awesome what he had to say, and we're really excited to see what's going to happen the remainder of the year. So, without further ado, why don't we take a look at that conversation with me and Bubba? I cannot believe it. I am here with the Bubba Wallace.
What's going on?
Y'all, I'm here with the Bubba Wallace. I know he's going to get mad at me. I know he's going to get mad at me, but I can't help it.
Oh, here we go. Take notes, Sid.
Because this is the man, y'all. He is the man.
I try.
No, you are. There is no try.
Appreciate it.
You are.
How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I can't complain.
Bubba, it's been a minute.
It has. It's been a couple years.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah.
Don't know who Bubba Wallace is. Tell me about yourself, Bubba. How, where you from? How was life growing up? All that kind of good stuff.
Well, I am 29 years old, NASCAR driver, drive for 2311 Racing, who is owned by Michael Jordan. And I've been racing for 20 years.
Wow.
I live here in North Carolina, right down the road in Concord. Basically grew up in Concord, was born in Alabama. But yeah, racing is all I know. Eat, sleep, drink racing. And it's been quite a journey to be a part of. We've been able to do a lot of great things, become a 2-time winner in the Cup Series, which is pretty special. But just trying to enjoy every step of the way.
Yeah. What got you into racing?
Started out in go-karts. My dad, he had a family friend that raced and invited us out to come watch him, and the rest was history. It was just sitting there and enjoying what we were watching, and my dad was like, "You want to try it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" And so we went racing, and here we are 20 years later.
Is there someone or some folks that you have idolized over the years that have inspired you and that have driven you to do what you do?
Yeah, I think looking at, keeping in the motorsports world, obviously Lewis Hamilton, I've become a massive fan of Lewis and seeing what he's been able to do in the F1 ranks, on and off the racetrack. I mean, he's an activist,
yes.
Way bigger than I'll ever be, but it's cool to watch him and watch him take on his new endeavors, whatever it may be, because he puts 100% effort into it.
Yes.
And so using that mentality has been big for me.
It's funny you talked about here, he's an activist. He do way more than you. I happen to disagree. When I think of what you have done, and I guess it may be because I define activism in a different kind of way. It's for me, activism is when I use whatever I have to be the voice for all those who may not be able to be a voice in whatever situation, then you're an activist. Right. And you have done that so well. When I think about what all you did during the unfortunate, the tragedy of George Floyd, when I think about your Netflix series and how vulnerable you was in that series, man, you an activist.
Thanks.
So you should be really proud of that. I'm just saying.
Right.
Take it or leave it, but I'm just saying. What for you have been the challenges as being one of the very few drivers of color, in the sport?
Honestly, a lot more eyeballs. And with that comes expectation of others, which then kind of creeps into self-expectation, right? Because you're trying to live up to that certain amount of hype. And so trying to navigate through that's probably been the toughest thing. Controlling things that you can control. With being the only one, there's a lot of things that are out of my control that tend to get me worked up. And it's just like, man, let that stuff go. Need to let the little fish go to catch big fish later.
Yeah. And that's often so hard to do, right?
So
because
hard.
we focus so much of our time and attention on the things that we can't do anything about.
Exactly.
As if we spent more time thinking about it, we could actually do something about it.
100%.
When the reality is we could be taking that same time, right? And finding ways of doing the things that we can do.
Yep.
That could ultimately, potentially lead to the things that we can't.
100%.
Yep,
you're right.
So I'm going to take that away with me, and I'm going to focus on what I can do.
I'm going to try to follow those footsteps.
You are?
Yep.
You're going to follow whose footsteps?
Just control the things that you can control footsteps.
I was trying to follow my footsteps. Anyways. Bubba, February is Black History Month. Do you realize that you're a part of history?
I guess so when you say it like that.
Because you are.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, we've been able to do a lot of great things.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that make this deal happen. So I guess I'm the one that's at the forefront of it all.
So when you think about, folks from a Black and African American perspective, or Black or African American historical figures, is there anyone that kind of sticks out for you that has meant something for you?
Yeah, I mean, in our sport, look at Wendell Scott and, the path that he started.
Right.
He started for a lot of us. And the obstacles and loopholes that he had to go through. And it's crazy to hear those stories and to how he showed up each and every time. He'd come back right to the racetrack and be ready to race again.
Shout out to Wendell Scott.
That's right.
From Danville, Virginia.
That's right.
My hometown, y'all. Well, not really my hometown. My parents' hometown. Man, that's a beautiful thing.
That's right. That's right.
And I still remember the first time I saw the movie based on his life, and what an inspiration that was. And I think about it often when I'm in Danville and I pass by his old neighborhood where he lived, and I'm, all I can do is smile.
Right.
Because like you said, he opened the door, and now you're opening the doors for others to do the same.
No doubt.
Making the pathway a little bit wider, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's something that you don't, for me, I don't think about it going into to races, right? I just go out and I have my crew chief saying, hey, we're going to do this today. I got my spotter telling me where cars are out on the racetrack. And things just so happen that we end up in victory lane. And then that's when the history sets in after that.
So the new season is starting. You excited?
I'm very excited.
Very excited.
Yep.
You had a good season last year.
Did. Really good season, especially the second half of it, for sure.
See? Look at that.
I know.
So what's going to happen this year? Give me your prediction. Let's put it in the universe.
Yeah, more wins, make the playoffs, and have a really good postseason run, wherever that may end up. Obviously, championship is the ultimate goal for our team, which I think if you believe in it, it could happen, but we have a lot of work to do to get to that point. But just becoming more consistent, showing that we're a front-running car, which we did the second half of the season. We were hardly ever out of the top 10. So just got to keep doing that consistent. These seasons are long. And the first few races don't define your whole season,
right?
But it can set you behind. So you have to be on top of your game each and every time you step out onto the racetrack. So I'm excited for this year.
You and I have had conversations about the sport and getting more people of color involved in the sport. And I love the passion that you have around that of finding those ways. What would you tell folks out here who have never even considered this sport as a place to participate in and be a part of and mold? What would you tell them?
This sport is tough. Motorsports is the toughest sport to be a part of, to get into, whether you're driving or not. You got to have the equipment, which you can't just find anywhere. We need to talk to Walmart about putting some race cars on the shelves and make it a little bit more accessible and affordable for fans.
We're going to cut that part out, y'all. I'm just kidding.
But, you know, I think just getting into it is the toughest step. So you have to really know people that are underground. And when you find those people, hold them close and let them guide you to you know, where you kind of want to go. And then once you learn enough and know enough, then you kind of go off on your own path.
Yeah. It's interesting, you know, I talk about this often, about the fact that when we think about Walmart, right, we think about stores, we think about trucks, and we think about the merchandise inside them.
Yep.
But we don't think about all the other pieces that it takes to run a smooth operation.
Right.
Whether you're talking the architects that put the buildings together, whether you're talking about our technologists who are figuring out, you know, how to properly set up networks, whether you're talking about interior designers who are deciding, you know, what offices should look like. There's a lot. And I would suspect that the same would apply to racing. 100%. You know, a lot of people, I'm sure, only think of racing as cars and pit crew.
Yeah, I think that you're spot on with that. I mean, you got to think about, how do these cars get to the racetrack? You know, these race cars, they don't come out looking like this off the assembly line. They're in parts and pieces. So there are many of incredible women and men back at the shops that are all building these cars to put them together.
So, Bubba, we are embarking on a partnership.
Which is incredible.
Bubba and Walmart. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I am super excited. When I think about, again, we've known each other for quite some time. And we've been talking about this for quite some time, trying to figure it out, testing things. And, you know, we think we're going down the road and we found something and then it doesn't work out, right?
No doubt.
And I think we finally got something here.
Perfect.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's been it's a perfect fit, right? I mean, our race team and what we've been able to do and the people and partners that we've been able to attract have been massive. And so I think it's just incredible to add another, you know, feather to our cap.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think that we've got something really wonderful and unique. Go live better. Couldn't be any better.
That's right.
Yeah?
That's right. It's all about living better.
We're going to live better.
So go do it.
We're going to make it happen. Bubba, when you think about what is happening in the world today, we often spend a lot of time talking about this need for whole health. Because in the past, I think we've always kind of piecemealed it, right? You know, we've got this over here, you got your eye doctor over here, you got, you know, your dentist over here. And now people are trying to kind of redefine what we should be looking at health. How would you define whole health?
I think just starting from head to toe, making sure that everything's in check. The most important thing that, you know, that is becoming more, you know, relevant and coming up to the surface is your mental health, which a lot of people don't carry on their, you know, on the outer body, and you can't really tell how somebody is, right, until you ask. And even then, it's a tough thing for certain people to open up to about, right? For me, depends on how much time we got. You know, you ask me how I'm doing, it's like, I'm not too good, or I'll tell you why. And so we have to get to a point in society where it's okay to talk about those things, because it is often viewed as a sign of weakness, although being vulnerable is one of the greatest strengths to have. So,
you know, that's one of those things that we're gonna, you know, have to work on. And I'm hoping that, you know, that Go Live Better is going to help with that.
I think just by talking about it, you're already, you know, you got your foot in the door. It's word of mouth.
What are you hoping comes out of this effort that Bubba Wallace and Walmart's got together?
I think just a healthier generation, physically, mentally, emotionally healthier, making everybody feel more comfortable being themselves. There's nothing wrong. I mean, you always say we were all created different. You and I are different in so many ways, so you just have to live to be different and enjoy that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this, and really looking forward to seeing where this journey takes us.
For sure.
On a personal note, so glad to see you. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Continue to be encouraged. Continue to be the light that you are.
Yeah,
Because
thank
we
you.
need you.
Will do.
And for you, I know the best will come.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tom.
You haven't seen it yet.
That's right.
Superstar? I'm not worthy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Wow, wow, wow. Wasn't it an awesome conversation? I really enjoyed my time with Bubba, and I'm telling you, he is gonna truly help us make a difference in this health and wellness space. We're gonna do some really interesting things. I cannot wait for you all to see what's coming next. So with that, I'm gonna let y'all go because I have to go live better. And that means I gotta say goodbye to y'all. Have a good one and see you next time.